Okay, next lesson, driving. Okay, so some cars are bumpier than others. So maybe I'll just tell you how he drove. So he drives like a Honda. It's pretty, I think it's like slightly old. I actually don't know what type it is. I forgot. I'm trying to get better at cars because I do want to learn, and I think it's very engineer like to learn. And I'm actually really curious. Um, and I really want to put my UCLA thing and be like, I maintained my own car. And maybe like gas mileage will be awful, but maybe I can like change it. I don't think I can. I'll definitely keep it for a few more years because it's like really awesome. And like I've had so many good memories in it, And it's very protective of me. Okay, I have Honda and we were driving. So the first thing I noticed is his speed and his lane changing. Okay, so context, I live in California, so there's a speed limit of 60, and California is just ignore that. It's just however much everyone else is driving. So if you're going to be driving slow, technically you should be in the right lane. If you're just going to be driving fast, you should be on the left lane. And the thing behind that is, so left lane is slow, right lane is fast. So the theory behind that, the reason behind that is if you drive slow, because traffic is horrible. You guys need to learn how to make use of the road. Okay, so left is slow, right is fast. So if you've been in a car, you might notice that people like to like go faster than you or slower than you. So the right lane is where you merge. You need to like speed up, you need to like leave. And so the right lane makes the most sense if you're staying there for a long time. You don't need to merge. So if you want to pass people, you should go on the left side of them, not on the right side of them. And that's another thing. If you're changing lanes, you should really, I know Californians don't do this. They basically just like blink for like 2 seconds as they're like changing. But I really think the safe thing to do is to move your have your blinker on at least 3 to 5 seconds. And the reason why that is because, okay, 3 to 5. So I really like specifics because it really helps, I think, be more clear. So if you do it for 3 to 5 seconds, someone can decide, oh, okay, I'm going to go forward or I'm going to slow down. And that applies to either if you're changing left or right. So if you're merging left, that means that person should slow down. But if you're merging right, or I guess you should slow down. And then if you're merging right, you're supposed to go faster. And that's because you want to match the speed of traffic, but Californians are so impatient. So if they want to go around you, just let them, like you have to drive defensively. You don't want to road rage them, then have someone like, bump into you. I also need to make one about insurance because we had a few incidents and insurance. I mean, I probably should look it up, but I'll just tell you what I know. Okay, so speed, lane changing. Oh, also the 3 to 5 second rule also applies kind of to what speed you're doing. So you need to keep 3 to 5 spaces, like reflex spaces. So I'll give you an example. If you if you see a stop sign, if you see a light in front of you, it should take 3 seconds. You should be counting 1, 2, 3, and then you reach it, right? So if you're going at 10 miles per hour, you will be able to react to something 3 seconds later. So, okay, don't worry about the counting, but just it's really important to not go too close, because if you go too close and you're going too fast, it's really hard to break. So give yourself like 2 to 3 seconds of leeway. So basically, if you're doing slow, you can get closer, but if you're going fast, you should get further. And I really think those are the most important safety tips. And I do want to summarize what I talked about, because that kind of helps, right? Or that's what I always do with my students when I'm doing a lesson, because I just want to solidify what we talked about. I'll usually ask questions like, oh, what do you remember at this point? What stood out to you? And that develops your listening skills really well. So that's important. Okay, so speed, I went over mostly things about speed, right? So the left side is slower because of the lane changes. The right side is faster because you're staying on there longer. If you're going to be lane changing, or if you're in front of someone, just give 3 to 5 seconds of reflex, so when they're lane changing, they can decide, okay, are you gonna let me pass? And if they don't let you pass, they should be deciding, and then just let them pass if you're defensive. And then for speed, just make sure to brake, or have enough time to brake. Some people's reflexes aren't as great, so you have to drive slower. Okay, so next time I definitely want to... I actually found a really interesting thing on signs in Google Maps, so I'll write that down. I'm not for sure committed to that, because I do have other topics I want to do, but your homework is, most people in America have been in a car, and I know the infrastructure is different in other areas, but if you were to visit this and have more, try to figure out what the traffic is, I think in more developed countries, because I went to Vietnam, it's crazy, and it was really hard to cross the street. I think this is really important. So the easiest homework, the one I really recommend that you can do, is just be aware, just look, okay, is it easier to be slower on the right lane and faster on slower on this side? No. Oh my god, I got it completely wrong, because my left and rights are different, and because I'm not doing it correctly. Anyways, I think hopefully you got it. I really need to work on that, because I confuse students a lot on that. I might have to re-record. Okay. So the right side should be slow, and the left side should be fast, because the right side you're lane changing. So just try to be aware of that. The next homework, I guess, would be implementing it. You don't have to implement all at once. Just take one at a time. So after you notice it, I think you should really work on speed. Just like don't go too fast, like reflex wise. And then I think lane changing is like the least important. Yeah. Okay. Hope you guys learned something. And stay safe.